Hey everybody, welcome back to my channel. I'm going to be doing something a little bit different today. Making kind of a tutorial, I guess, if you will, on working out, weight loss. I don't know if anybody knows this, but I used to be a pretty big boy back in the day. Ended up being pretty successful in weight loss. Everything came pretty natural to me, so I got into it. Doing some personal training. I learned a ton of it when I did it. And now I'm just going to try to spread the knowledge. So the main three pillars you want to think about hitting: cardiovascular, or cardio, resistance training, or basically lifting weights, a lot of different kinds, and then recovery, which is super important and oftentimes overlooked. And I'm going to start with cardio. Cardio's simple. Well, I mean, unless you're like a professional athlete or something that can get pretty in depth with their heart rate zones and stuff like that. But for beginners, it's pretty simple. Get up off your ass and get to stepping. No, I'm kidding, but seriously, it is that simple. I mean, if it is something you struggle with even on how to really do it, or if you need some kind of format or something, a good way to start would be just go for like a walk run. Walk for a couple minutes, jog for 30 seconds. Walk a couple minutes, jog for 30 seconds. As you get better at it, you can, start to increase the amount of time you're running. So then maybe you'll run for a minute, walk a minute, run a minute, walk a minute, and you just keep going back and forth until pretty soon you're running 5 minutes, walking 30 seconds. And then ideally, not walking at all. Now when you're running, think about your breathing. It's hard to breathe and talk, so this is a little bit difficult. But go, try to have a rhythm with your breaths. In, out. In, out. When you get into a rhythm with your steps, you get plenty of oxygen, and a lot of times that takes care of a little bit of a burn if it comes in your legs. Sorry about the shakiness, this is tough. Now when I worked as a trainer up at the Lifetime Fitness near me, there's a lot of trainers there who swore that you didn't need to use any cardio. And so it probably is possible to lose weight if you're on point with your nutrition and on point with your resistance training. You could do it, but there's so many other benefits that come with cardio. For one, I mean, you get a decreased resting heart rate, meaning your heart doesn't have to work quite as hard to pump out the same amount of blood, basically. So your heart is working less for the same results. You increase the amount of oxygen you hold in your lungs. You won't get wore out as much. Playing with the kids will be much easier. All this stuff. Once you get working hard and you're breathing all of this oxygen in, you're diluting your bloodstream with oxygen, and fat will burn in the presence of oxygen. And so if you can, like I said, dilute your bloodstream, pumps a lot of blood out through your body, and your body stays a little bit more in a fat burning state throughout the day. And there's a lot of other ways besides running to get cardio. I would say that if your goal is to lose weight, you need to do something a little bit more intensive, like out here running, really getting the heart rate going and sweating a lot. You can go biking, you can go kayaking, swimming is great cardio, playing a game of basketball, anything, just get outside, get going. Lifting weights can even be cardio. It just all depends on how you do it. All depends on the intensity. Which leads me perfectly into the next point, resistance training. So there's 5 different types of resistance training, body weight being the first one I'm going to talk about. It's good if you're just new to exercising, getting into it. Learn a lot of different body weight exercises. This is going to prepare your body for heavier movements. It's just kind of a transition period into exercising. Being able to move your body before you move other weights is huge. Next is free weights. This is what all the cardio bunnies fear the most when they come in here, but this is single-handedly one of the most beneficial things you can do to build muscle. So with free weights, your body has to use itself entirely for stability. And so when you're doing things like this barbell squat or that dumbbell chest press I just showed you, you're using your whole body. And the main thing you always want to focus on is staying in complete control of the weight, like you see here. There's no swing at the bottom of the curl, always controlling it. You're the one in charge. Resistance bands, these are not often used in the gym. People don't think of using them that often, but they're such a great workout. The thing about them is you get to choose your own resistance, so the more you pull, the harder it gets. So this means that deeper in the contraction of your muscle, the resistance is greater, meaning you're getting a better workout at that specific point in the contraction. And as I'm showing you here, there's different ways you can use these things. These are only 3 of hundreds of examples of exercises you can use these.
cables are one of my favorite things of all time. They provide a consistent resistance throughout the entire range of motion. And with the pulley system, you can have the point of resistance coming from down below you, or as you see here, above my head. This gives you access to a lot of different angles, a lot of different muscles you can hit. I like to use single arm exercises while cheering to keep my body perpendicular to the pulley up there. This kind of forces the body to stabilize. So rather than letting that right arm sink all the way back up towards the pulley, I have to really use my core to stay squared away from it. This is a great exercise for chest and core. And lastly, we have machines. Machines are probably some of the most common used equipment. Unfortunately, they're good if you're really trying to single out a muscle group and strengthen it, but the thing is, you're generally in a seated position, and so you really only hitting one muscle group at one time. And unless you're like a bodybuilder trying to make your muscles huge, it's not going to be that beneficial for you.
Alright, so the fact of the matter, all of these types of training are great for you. It's just a matter of getting in here, getting up, and doing them. Do all different types at least once a week. Hit every muscle group in your body at least once a week. The recovering muscles, they need calories in order to recover. And so the more muscle groups that we can get in a state of recovery, and the more calories your body will be burning throughout the day. Cardio burns calories while you're doing it. Resistance training burns calories while you're doing it, and for the days after as you recover. Which leads into the final pillar, recovery. Now, recovery is everything you're doing to your body outside of the workout. So it's what you put in your body, how well you treat it. For example, stretching, foam rolling. So to get the best results, the idea is to foam roll your body out. The reason you foam roll is because after all these workouts and your muscles, breaking them down and building them up, you can get these little intrusions in the muscle, basically like little knots. And we roll these out and it smooths the intrusion right out. And you'll feel that pain, and when you feel it right at that epicenter, just hold it, try to breathe, and then roll out of it. And the idea is that you're rolling that intrusion out, smoothing the muscle out. You gain a lot of flexibility with this. And to get the best results, I would go foam roll right into a static stretch. Static stretching is just your traditional, the old sitting on the butt, stretching out the hammies. Think of any way you can. You can look up a lot of different stretches online, a lot of different ways to foam roll online. Little lacrosse ball here, same idea as the foam roller I have back here. Put it on the muscle, find the knot, apply pressure. This will slowly, you can feel it loosen everything up, feels a hell of a lot better. Nutrition also has a ton to do with recovery. Nutrition is a little bit more person specific because everybody's is different. And a lot of times everybody's is way off and they don't even realize it. But it has so much to do with how well you recover. If you can get your muscles the right building blocks to recover well, they'll recover faster and they'll recover stronger. And the final secret really is no secret at all. It's dedication and hard work. There's a lot of these different, companies that are selling weight loss enhancers, metabolism boosters, and all this other stuff. And they're great, and I'm sure they work for a lot of people. And I love that they're putting time and effort into coming up with something to make people healthier. But there's just no substitution for dedication, discipline, and hard work. Over an extended period of time, you're not going to lose. And though that is what is going to make the change that will last. It's about changing your lifestyle throughout the process. And those small lifestyle changes, it's what's going to keep the weight off. And no matter what you do, enjoy the process, enjoy working out, find things you can do that you like, things you get exercise doing and that you can enjoy. Do it with people. The success rate goes way up when you have a partner along with you on the way. It's not that you're trying to lose weight because you don't like who you are, it's just that you're trying to better yourself. This will add longevity onto your life. This is increasing the quality of your life. It's not because you don't like the way you look. It's about loving yourself, doing it because you love yourself, not because you hate yourself. Not because you don't like the way you look, but because you just want to be better, a better version of yourself. And so the main thing is enjoy the process, put in the time, put in the work, and you will get the results. And remember, if you ever have any questions, reach out to me. I'm always more than willing to help anybody. Like I said, this is one of my favorite things to do. I love helping people and I love fitness. So please reach out if anybody has any questions. Thanks.
I'm learning to fly, but I ain't